In studio, Joe Musso, pleased to be alongside my guys. We got the two-time Super Bowl champ Bryant McFadden, the future Hall of Famer in Patrick Peterson, and our NFL insider Jonathan Jones. Fellas, this is copy and paste what we see season after season in this division. There are no normal football games, especially when you head up to Seattle. JJ, I know you want to talk game flow a little bit. We had a 10-10 ball game with Seattle going in, got conservative in their play calling, settle for 3, give a clock to the Niners, and here's where we finish.
Yeah, that was a bad mistake by the Seattle Seahawks. And I know, and I'm up here with a couple of players who you want to take the lead when you can take the lead. It's 4th and 1. You're at the San Francisco 19. There's 3.5 minutes left. But I look at that and you say, okay, you go up by 3, but now it's 3.5 minutes left. The San Francisco 49ers have all 3 timeouts. And with the new kickoff and touchback rules, they're getting the ball at the 30 to 35 already. So you're talking about getting really 2 first downs, more or less, for the Niners to go ahead and get in position to tie this ball game. So I felt that Mike Macdonald should have determined at 4th and 1, you know what, let's go ahead, let's get that 1 yard because we're here at home, we're going to be able to do that. And then let's go ahead and kill the clock, right, with a new set of downs to give Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers less of a chance to come back on us or at least beat us. They can go down and tie us, but don't beat us. And then they went down and beat them.
Yeah, and regardless of that decision, defensively, you would have to get a stop if you're not able to completely run the timeout. And that was the issue. In that final game-winning drive led by Brock Purdy, Seattle in the secondary, they had moments to make play, opportunities to make plays, just not attacking the football or judging the football properly. That was the biggest issue from what I watched in that final game-winning drive by Brock Purdy, because on that 3rd and 3 inside the 10, that was a horrible decision by Brock Purdy throwing the football where he threw the football. He got lucky. His prayers were answered. Seattle, they had a defender there. He just didn't attack the football. So this is a film if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, or clearly the players, when you go back and rewatch this game, you had so many moments where you should have iced this game and walk out the football field with a W in your back pocket. Unfortunately, they allowed the San Francisco 49ers to stick around, and guess what? They're going back to San Francisco, celebrating on the plane.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, both of you guys made great points. 3 minutes left in the game. Analytics probably said go for it. Head coach said, nah, let's kick the field goal. Let's put it in our defensive hands. And the defense ended up doing a bad job of not getting off the field when they needed to. The thing about 2-minute defense is you don't want to give up a big play or give up a penalty, because what that will do is put the ball back into the offensive hands to pretty much go down and score points. So Seattle defense let them down big time in this 2-minute drive. But at the same time, I'm not disappointed from the decision kicking the field goal, because he is a defensive head coach, and he wanted to put his defense out there to close out the game. But unfortunately, they didn't.
We will sift through all of these decisions over the next 6 days until you get another opportunity, but it's opportunity squandered here for Seattle. Looking at their quarterback, big questions around Sam Darnold, the addition, what he was going to be in the absence of Kevin O'Connell, in the absence of Justin Jefferson. But maybe a question here for the winning quarterback. Brock Purdy's numbers, 26 of 35, 277. But you look at 2 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, head scratchers on both of those INTs, guys, and even the final touchdown there was a bit of a heave-ho, bail me out. What'd you make of Purdy's play on this day, man?
Ebbs and flows, but that's expected in divisional football, especially playing in Seattle. Anytime San Francisco and Seattle face off, it's going to be a rock fight. It's going to be a physical ball game for 4 quarters, and that's what we expected. You look at the odd makers in Vegas. I mean, you look at the line movement. They felt like this would be a close ball game. So to your point, we saw some struggles from Brock Purdy. But look at the entire league. Week 1. There are a lot of quarterbacks that have struggled. You know why? They're not playing in preseason play. They're not playing significant snaps to be able to have that rhythm that you would like your quarterback to have in week 1. So I'm not surprised to see the struggles from Brock Purdy. I'm not surprised to see the struggles from Joe Burrow. It happens in preseason play. It's about finding ways still, if your quarterback doesn't deliver in the goods, to still win a ball game, and that's what San Francisco did.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, finding a way to win these ball games early, because we know on offense it's all about timing. And like B-Mac just said, for the most part, these offenses are not on the field figuring out that time, and that's why defenses are always ahead of the curve, because as a defensive player, we're pretty much lining up and guarding an area. Versus when you're on offense, you have to make sure you get your timing down. You got checks you got to go through. There's so many so many more nuances that go into offensive play calling versus defenses. That's why defense is always ahead of the curve in week 1.
And let's not forget that Brock Purdy is playing without a Brandon Ayuk to throw to. Juwan Jennings, who missed part of training camp, some contract dispute, some injury, he missed some time with an injury. And then George Kittle, of course,
Went in the first quarter, right?
right, exited with a hamstring in the first quarter. So you're left with a Christian McCaffrey who 72 hours before this game, you're wondering if he's going to play this game next week, this month, right? So that Brock Purdy was up and down, but still was able to perform and win this game with that collection of weaponry. Good for him.
Anytime you can go up into that building and come out with a win, Brock Purdy, no matter the numbers, will take it here as the 49ers start 1-0. Flip side of the coin there for the Seattle Seahawks. A look here at the numbers. Longest road win streaks versus the Seahawks. When I say anytime you can go into that building and get a win, well, that's been just about every time they go into that building as of late. From 2022 to 2025, owners of the Pacific Northwest.